Hello, my name is Braev, and this is part 4 of Neo Scavenger. Unfortunately, I lost my save file. This game only has one save file, and I may have overwritten it by accidentally pressing new game at some point, but I'm not sure. However, it doesn't matter. We can always start a new adventure. So I say let's hop right in and press new game. I think we'll do the same thing as we did before by going strong, melee, tracking, electrician, and mechanic. I think this time I will do the story, so I'll start with some reading. You wake up disoriented, slumped over the base of an empty cryo sleep pod, still damp from cryo fluid. The thick dust from the floor clings to your skin, leaving a clean spot on the ground where a large O5 is painted. Across the room, there is an open door to the hallway and a broken window leading outside. Just as you gather your wits, an unearthly scream erupts from down the hall beyond the doorway. Something is coming. Fast. So we need to make a decision here. I think last time we did mechanic. Let's do electrician. Rig the door to stay shut. Using a common maintenance override code, you switch the door controls into maintenance mode, forcing the door closed and locked. The creature howls madly, slams into the door, and rams it a few times, before its muffled sounds recede again. Alright, let's see what's going on. Search the console for records. You're standing in a cryostasis room, though it looks like you might have been the only survivor. You check the console for any patient info, and come across 3 records. We were tank number 5, our name is Philip Kindred, and we have a Detroit savings bank. No data on us though. Let's do some tracking, search for clues. The dust on the ground makes it easy for your trained eye to pick out one set of tracks in particular. They seem to belong to a humanoid dragging something, probably a mantle or cloak. It was here fairly recently, probably in the past 24 hours. It entered through the doorway, walked to your stasis tank, went to the control console, and then left. Mysterious. Let's climb out the window. You decide to go outside and see if you can figure out where you are. Avoiding the broken glass, you step onto the sill and outside, rustling some plants that have grown wild in the area. It's cool outside and damp. Probably morning. The distant report of a gun catches your attention. You cock your head, listening, but it's over as quickly as it started. Obviously, you're not alone out here, though that doesn't necessarily comfort you. You're in the parking lot of Geige's cryo facility, but everything looks disused and in disrepair. Plants have pushed their way through the pavement and over the facility. Worst of all, nothing looks familiar. You don't remember this place, or even who you are. Your frustration mounts, but you catch it and put it in check. Might as well take a look around. Let's do some scavenging real quick. I think we only found the way to get back into the facility. Let's head down here. As you approach the town, there is no sign of activity. Buildings stand in ruin. Vehicles are overturned and blackened with fire. Explosion marks radiate outward from walls and pavement. In the distance, strange-looking creatures circle in the sky like monstrous leathery vultures. The world has drastically changed from what you knew. Some sort of cataclysm has befallen Earth, returning mankind to the Dark Ages, and along with it, your hopes of finding a warm meal and some answers. You decide to look around and scavenge what you can from the ruins. Scavenge. An abandoned mobile home. Like other suburban homes, mobile homes were there on the front lines in a war between fleeing urban populations and supernatural hordes from the wilds. However, their smaller size often means there's less to be found in each. We'll use strong to have a little bit more loot chance. We found something, and we alerted nearby creatures. I say we see what we found. Found a pair of binoculars. Some water. That's important in case we get thirsty. Small parts. Plastic shopping bag. It's about broken. That's fine. It'll give us a little bit of carrying capacity. Take this branch. What else can we find? An abandoned house. The suburbs were hit hard in the collapse, with masses of people fleeing urban centers in search of supplies, and supernatural threats encroaching from the wilds. The suburbs became the front lines in a war for survival. Still, houses like these are so numerous that some may have been entirely missed by scavengers, and they tend to be less likely to fall over than the bigger buildings in urban centers. Again, let's scavenge brutishly for a little bit more scavenge chance. We didn't find anything. Alerted nearby creatures. Storage shed. Storage sheds are mixed bags. Ostensibly, there should be some goods inside. But then again, anyone here before you would have known that and cleaned it out. Still, it's worth a shot. We didn't find anything. We're out of moves, so I'm going to end my turn. Let's continue on. Looking around you, there appears to be a few areas worth checking out. Destroyed office building? This office building is in ruins, and it's unlikely much survived its collapse. The creaking walls and ceiling are no boost to your confidence either. Still, that may mean no one was brave enough, or perhaps desperate enough, to go in there. Let's try. Stumbled into a patch of black mold. You were hoping to find a hidden treasure, but that old cupboard turned out to be a haven for toxic black mold. You're certain some was kicked up by your disturbance, but maybe you avoided inhaling too much. We didn't find anything. Player's nose and throat are irritated, causing discomfort like an allergy. That's no good. How are we? We're barefoot, shivering, and have nasal allergies. Well, at least we're not hurt. But then again, we have to still check these out. Crumbling apartment building. You decide to check out a crumbling apartment building. It's a mess inside. Broken bricks lay in piles, bits of glass strewn everywhere like glittering dust. Water stains and dead leaves litter the outer edges of the building, and rock dust still covers areas sheltered from the elements. Scavengers before you have obviously picked most of the easy scores clean, but a little elbow grease and some risk-taking might reward their intemperate treasure seeker. Let's give it a shot. We found something. We found a lot of things. Look at all this. We found some shirts. That one looks pretty good. I'll wear the better condition one first. Legan Fairgrounds. And oh, this one is better. 71% condition. I'll put that one on. Another Allegan Fairgrounds shirt, wherever that is. Put that one over the other shirt. We found some cargo pants. They're not in the best condition, but pants are still pants. A meat cleaver. That might be a little better than some branches. A boot, which is in alright condition. And a patchwork hide tunic. That will keep us very warm. As you can see here, our outdoor temp raises up quite a bit. So we shouldn't be shivering anymore. Put those in our pockets. We'll put this back on. The condition of that bag is better than ours, so I'm going to empty this out. Equip this one. Relocate our items. Water. And I'll take this shard for later. Okay. End our turn. We can scavenge again, that last place. Before I do, would like to put one of these dirty rags over my mouth. Player is wearing a crude air filter to fight against maybe any mold that we come across. Roof collapse. The unstable ruins start falling as a result of your rummaging, and a portion of the roof collapses. You are cut and bruised by the falling debris. No useful items found this time. Well, that's not good. Looks like we've been hurt. Minor cut, minor bleeding, minor pain, minor bruising, minor pain, minor cut. Well, we do have some dirty rags. You may be able to stop the bleeding with those. We'll just cover that too for the sake of it. Unfortunate, but I think we should be okay. Let's continue on. Abandoned buildings over here. Quite a bit, actually. Abandoned high-rise buildings. Wow, look at that. An abandoned office tower. Due to their nature, office towers weren't primary looting targets during the food riots. More obvious targets got the most attention. Later on, astute scavengers realized many offices had bottled water and often kitchens. What's more, the supply closets often contain valuable survival tools. The supplies aren't expected to be great, but it's worth a shot. Here we go. We found something. We found a laptop. Let's give that a quick look. Open. Let's turn it on. Insufficient charges to turn on the laptop. Well, there's nothing we can do with it. So we'll close it. Just leave it be. Really important, we found a lighter, which means we can make fire to keep ourselves warm. Some string as well. Oh. Let's go ahead and craft real quick so we can free up some space by putting a strap on this binocular. Magnifying optics equipped, so we can see a little further, I believe. Now we can take this string with us. Put this here, this here. We'll take that small string too. Carry another small shard. Here's a newspaper. You can pause the video and read this should you like. We'll take a few more spare parts. Scavenge again. An abandoned apartment building. This concrete apartment building looks to be in better shape than most. Sure, the windows are all but gone and a giant fissure runs along one wall, but this place looks as if it could still provide suitable shelter for someone. Perhaps that's what makes you feel so nervous about approaching it. Well, we're gonna scavenge it anyways. Use our lighter for a little bit more loot potential. We didn't find anything, and we may have attracted nearby creatures. Scavenge again. We found something and alerted nearby creatures. More string by the looks of it. We'll just put that with our stack. And some cornicola. But we're not that thirsty. I don't want to get a caffeine high. End our turn. Scavenge again. We didn't find anything. We didn't find anything again. I'm going to move over to here. Wow, there's a lot of places to scavenge here. Scavenge. We alerted creatures again. We'll top off our stack of branches. And we'll top off our stack of string. More dirty rags. Top off that stack. What else can we find? Scavenge. What happens if I use mechanic? I get more safety but less loot. We'll take the chance. Another newspaper. You can read this, pause the video should you like. We have enough turns to scavenge these last 2 buildings. We didn't find anything. Let's try this abandoned buildings over here. This looks promising. Nothing. Nothing again. End our turn. Something just moved. Oh, what is that? Ooh. What are you? A Melonhead. Ew. Whatever that is, I don't want to mess with it. Hopefully it doesn't come over this way. Wow, we found something. We found a lot of things. We found some fancy style ketchup. If you're hungry, you can eat it. We also found some Chef Yummy Creamy Crumb soup can. It's got some soup in there. And another one as well. So we could eat. We also found 2 bags of chips. That might make us thirsty since they're so salty, I imagine. But that is food. Another cleaver. Ours is a little bit better. More bags. That one's a lot better, so I'm going to clean this up. And I'm going to empty mine out. And where was it? This 90% one. Okay. Maybe to save some space, we'll drink this water now. There we go. Take our string back, parts, our lighter, our glass. I think that's all I had. We're a little hungry, so why don't we just eat these ketchup packets? I mean, if you're hungry, it is going up. Players' hunger is sated. And we have some more food here. We could eat that, but it might be a little bit of a waste if we did. However, we could also do something interesting. So, I think this might be a good time to do it. We'll use. Alright, so it's empty now. And we have enough things for a campfire. So let's give that a try. I'm going to craft a campfire. Branch, twigs, lighter, campfire. And then I want to use that empty can with the water we found. Now, we can't just drink any water we find. It could be dirty, make us sick. So we're going to boil the water with that can. And we'll do it again. Okay. And what we can do with that water, we could save it for later in those water bottles and bring it with us, or we can use the water and we can boil some rags to make them clean. So now we can take off these dirty rags and put some clean rags on our cut. I guess we'll just put this one back on. Okay. So it looks like we're nearing the end of this episode. Campsites aren't too great here, but just for now, I'll put that there so we have a campsite established. We also have a rifle scope. We could attach a string to that, just as we did the binoculars. And we could put that around our neck. Now mind you, but that puts a little bit more weight on us, so we don't need all those things. But just for the sake of it, just to show that we can do that, we'll keep it with us for now. Alright, we're not looking too bad. Things are going pretty well. But I believe we will end it here for now. So I'll see you next time in part 5, and we'll continue with the story. I'll see you then.